Welcome to tonight's session, where we have a new player, Rock, who will be joining us tonight. You'll get to see his character, introduce his character very soon. Depends on how the party goes and stuff. So right now, you'll notice that there is a missing slot on the overlay. If the party can get to him, you will see him tonight. So, quick recap.
Unless I decide to shoot him because he looks suspicious.
Stuff. So, quick recap. Where we left off, the party had successfully entered the cathedral, and some investigation found that some devilish creatures were trying to, in a sense, access something that they couldn't at the altar. Upon investigation and killing the demons, the party found out that there looked to be some sort of secret mechanism that would allow them to trigger something. Upon investigation, they found out there was a missing component and they had to find it. Also, during this time, they lost a party member, Senric, who died but mysteriously came back to life by unknown means, and now has in his center of his chest a blue crystal. The party, exploring some more of the cathedral, found that in the upper stairs was an organ that they played. Now, do remember that the buff is still active for use. Stuff, just to remind you and stuff. Obviously, Croc, your character won't have this and stuff. Cam, are you watching TikTok?
No, why?
Because it sounds like you're watching TikTok.
Oh no, sorry. I think Kieran's watching something. But I don't know what he's watching.
Okay, so do remember, everyone and stuff, you receive a D8 that can be added to any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw within the next 24 hours. You have 16 hours remaining of it, just so you're aware. The party then, upon up the stairs playing the organ, found a dying soldier, and his last wish from them was to save the survivors. Then they again gave them a crystal ball that has some sort of like a slot missing in it. They also found the hilt of a sword, and upon some investigation, they found that they could use that hilt of the sword to find the other half that began to point down below the cathedral. The party successfully also reconnected the crystal to the mechanism of the lever and pulled it, which opened a secret passage below the altar. The party then decided to take a long rest, which didn't go all according to plan. A few of them heard some noises, or one just successfully stopped a demons trying to lure people out with the power of light. I'm on you. The point to scare them off. At the very end of the long rest on Bridget's watch, she decided to approach Senric, who stuck his head up and lied back down and tried to stab the crystal. Upon doing so, with lightning fast reflexes, Senric grabbed Bridget's arm and spoke into her mind in a voice that she never heard before, telling her not to do this, as it would not long endanger her, but also endanger her allies. She was also warned that there will be consequences if she tries to do this again. And we want to start right off where Bridget, Senric is still holding your hand with the dagger quite strongly, looking at you, and has just finished telling you that if you continue, there will be consequences.
Okay. So I guess the first thing straight off the bat that I want to ask is I want to ask him, who are you? Like, I know that you're not Senric, so who are you?
Well, do you remember this is all in your head? Well, let me just tell you this. I am the one who brought him back. I am also the one who can take him away if you pester much more.
What do you want with his body?
You kind of hear him says, "This is, I need him to help me accomplish something that I was unable to do before some events happened. But hopefully with Senric, he seems like a useful, he seems like a useful vessel. Should be able to help me accomplish my goal."
So you're telling me that Senric died, and you, this unknown being, are now his living vessel?
In a sense, yes, Bridget. It says, I brought him back because he was the most suitable candidate at the time. And the potential is there. It says also, Bridget, it says, if you put the dagger away, I might be able to help you find what you're looking for, if you know what I mean.
You don't know what I'm looking for. Why should I trust you? A person I can't see, a voice that's in my head that I don't know who you are?
Well then, how about this? I know that you're looking for someone. Someone that you've been looking for a long time, and maybe I might know how to find them. So how about we make a wee deal? You stop trying to stab Senric, especially the crystal. And we keep this wee conversation to ourselves for now. In return, I might be able to point you in the right direction.
And what guarantee can you give me that I can trust you?
The life of your comrade.
Who says I care much about his life?
That's not true. Deep down, you care about them all. You might not show it, but you care a lot about them. You're well protected and guarded, but deep down, you don't want to see any harm come to them. It was the same when you were at at the village where you grew up. After the events, you became guarded, but deep down, you still cared, and that is why you were out looking for this person, to bring them back to face, well, I can only assume is justice for what they did. Maybe give you some closure. So, how do we have a deal? Or, and you kind of hear in your head like a sigh, or do we have to go down the hard way?
It seems I'm in a position of no choice.
Very well.
You seem to have something that I want, and there's no other way for me to get it.
Very well,
I will trust you for now. But do note, I am watching you very closely. If I feel a hint that you in any way are misleading me on my quest, then just know this. I will sacrifice Senric.
Very well. We have a deal. Now please, put the dagger away, and I will contact you at some point in the very near future with some information that will assist you. You need to build a little bit of trust between each other before I share it, if you know what I mean. I can't just give you the information, because then we have nothing between us. You can then outright kill me if need be. But we have a deal.
Speaking of trust,
Yes,
do I get a name of my newly found companion?
you do. Give me a second. I'm going to send it to you because just so everyone else doesn't get it right now.
Yeah.
That is my name.
Hmm.
Now,
I do not recognize it. I suppose that's a good
You
sign.
don't. It says, now then. You put the dagger away?
Yeah, I put the dagger away slowly.
You put the dagger away slowly, the grip on your hand, obviously loosen stuff. Zenix's eyes are open, but they're obviously kind of like glazed over ever so slightly, like as if he's still asleep, but looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still going to be standing beside Zenix, or are you going to take some steps back?
I'll take some steps back.
Okay. You take some steps back. Zenix looks at you, and after you get about, say, 5 feet away from him, he kind of looks at you, gives you a nod, and then he falls back unconscious and stuff. Are you wanting to do anything else?
No, I'm gonna sit down, but I'm gonna sit down like away from him, but still facing him.
That's fine. You sit down and face some stuff. So we'll say for the rest of your watch, you kind of keep an eye on Senric, but you also keep an eye on you kind of hear out for your surroundings just to see if you can hear anything going on. Okay, so that is the end of your watch. The rest of the party, one by one, begin to wake up from their sleep. You have all had a long rest, so please click the long rest button on your character sheets.
Long rest, long rest, long rest.
Did
I do that before?
It's totally fine if you done it or not. Stuff it would have been completed anyway.
I can see. I can find.
Is there a way to check?
You've done it. I can look at your character sheet. Just click on it again, Kim, and it'll just reset it.
Again.
So, you've still woken and stuff. So, what are you going to do?
I'm still cradling this sword hilt in my hand.
Yeah, so like
I hugged that thing to sleep.
I was gonna say, you've held that most night every so often. You're like, it just starts going. It's every so often and stuff. Not strongly and stuff, but it's still done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cedric like wakes up a little groggy. He's like rubbing his eyes. He's like, "Oh man, I feel like I slept terribly last night."
So, you've awoken. Can you all give me like a perception check, please?
Perception?
Yes. 10, 18, 25. Nice.
I can see space time.
Okay, so everyone that rolled above a 15, everyone that rolled above the 15, get the sense that what's what I'm looking for? You get the sense that there's something. You get the sense that there's danger. You get this like it's kind of like well, perception. You kind of get the sense that there's danger nearby, as if something horrible and something horrible's happening. Kind of like not like you kind of like looking around. You can hear like the sounds an unweirdly sound, and it kind of like annoys your senses enough that it's something that seems horrible.
Is there a direction?
No, there is no direction. It just from that when you get up in the morning, it's coming from everywhere. It's kind of like all around you, as if a horrible sensation.
We should get out of this place quickly. We've lingered too long.
So this is what happens when the sun goes up in hell. It screams.
Oh my god! Did that fucking Rick and Morty? Yeah. So,
Nah, it's just some old guy chained to the moon screaming.
Oh, so what are you going to do?
I guess.
We go back to the.
Yeah, I'm probably just
Back
going
to
to compulsively start following the sword hilt again.
Yep. So if you fall on the sword hill again, it will take you towards the altar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. So you make your way to the altar.
Can I
So-
investigate the doors?
Still going.
What? Oh, doors. Yes. Investigate the doors. Yes, you can.
I can see the future.
Oh
Not
my
when
god,
I'm-
those are doors.
What?
They're
Oh,
doors.
they're at the. Is it a fucking
The door.
staircase, dude? It's
Okay.
a door.
So, Bridget, you approach the
What's
door.
wrong with the door?
It's currently closed.
Can I open it?
Give me 1 second. Okay, yes, you can try to open it. Yes. So
Ooh.
this cylinder's craze leads, in a sense, kind of leads. This is really wordy. These cylinder stages, once leads to what leads down. So this set leads down a bit, but it has been kind of like choked off with rubble, to the point that it's unnavigable. It's like collapsed.
Okay. If when I open the door and I listen, can I hear anything down?
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
10.
Wow.
You take a moment and try to listen down. All you hear here every now and then is the fall of like rocks falling, like going down. You from your from your background know it's just like bits and pieces of the like rubble just falling and settling. And it's natural that stuff like this will just continue to move as the earth moves, and stuff. So that's all you hear.
Oh, okay. I close the door back over and walk away.
You close the door and walk away. Senric, I see that you're there. You want to do it?
No, I'm
Okay.
just inspecting the area. I want to see like if I can travel in here.
In the door.
Yeah.
Well, you won't get far, but you can try.
Yeah, but if there's anything in there, a lot of collapsed stuff always has something.
Okay.
Not always, but sometimes it has something of importance. Maybe there's something that
Sure. If you want
No
to
problem.
have a look and see if you can find anything that's important, either give me an investigation or a perception check.
okay.
18 investigation. You kind of look and you see a bridge look and stuff. It has collapsed and stuff. You don't see anything of importance. It's literally rock, dirt, couple bits of brickwork and stuff, as if this collapse was done intentionally. Right?
Okay. Well, that tells me something.
Yes, intentionally, but you also get the sense that it was done from the outside, not from the inside. So it's as if it's keeping something in, or whatever it is. It was designed to collapse and trap something within.
Well, whatever's inside of it, I'm sure it's evil, and we should go kill it.
It's up to you.
Can.
So,
We're gonna run into another situation with the random encounter of the night, the
Yep.
ghost night.
so, are you going back to the party?
Yeah.
Right, so you make your way back to the party. So the party reconvenes at the altar. The corpses of the devilish creatures that you killed, the humanoid devils, are still there on the floor. And the blood is like completely dried now and stuff, and you are starting to see rigor mortis sitting. So, you arrive at the altar. The lever is there. There is no orb because you did remove it and stuff. So, are you going to attach it?
Yeah, I'm gonna show down.
Okay, so you shove it on here, click as it goes into position. You pull the lever, I take it. Yep, you hear a click. You pull the lever,
Yes.
and the altar kind of goes with the same speed and velocity, reopens to show you a staircase, quite a large staircase leading downwards. Upon opening this, though, Craven, you notice that the sword, the strand, you can notice that upstairs it was like okay, but when upon opening the altar, it gets stronger.
Cool. I'm just going to continue to compulsively follow this thing.
Okay, so you pause in the down, you head down, begin to make your way down the stairs. Are you all making your way down?
Ooh. Yeah.
Excellent. 1 second.
Yee.
Wait a quick second. Okay, I need to know the pecking order of you heading down the stairs, please. It is a 20-foot wide staircase, so there is a grid. It's 4 squares long, so it could fit you all.
Oh, wide.
Yes, so it could fit all of you in a line if you wish.
I'm probably going to be ahead unless everyone keeps step with me, because I'm
We'll
just sort
form
of...
an arrow.
Yep. So let's say, okay. So let's say that, let's say for all intents and purposes, Kraken is at the front and the rest of you are about 2 steps behind them.
Strongest characters on the flanks, weakest ones in the middle.
I said I was behind him, right? No, you did.
Yeah, you are behind him stuff. I'm just going to do stuff. Right. So let me pull you to the scene.
Ooh, to the scene.
To the team.
To the scene.
1 sec. I'll reload it. I need to do something. I noticed something was wrong.
Uh-oh.
I know it's fixed now. I just had to click a reset button and it fixed it. So, begin to make your way down the stairs.
I
You
see
don't
no
have to-
stairs.
I see nothing.
You'll do
Can you
nothing.
put the light on?
You'll do nothing.
Have you seen nothing right now?
Who turned off the lights?
Mine's loading. It took a bit to do the fog of war reset.
What
No,
is that?
mine's
Oh,
is
black,
like the
no.
black abyss.
So I couldn't get it.
Oh,
Right.
mine's a weird, creamy abyss.
Does it say that your tokens aren't available?
That did pop up, yeah, but it's gone now.
Right, I'm gonna reset your tokens.
Mine's still loading.
Craven. Bridget, can you see?
Oh, yes, I see now.
Internet
Oh.
stuck in the
Senric, can you
wall.
see?
Oh, hello.
Alnonio, can you see?
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Excellent. We're just waiting on
Am
Craven.
I supposed to be seeing the whole thing, or is there supposed to be a fog of war here?
There should be a fog of war.
No, I see the whole map.
I see the whole thing.
Yes, so do I.
Spoiler.
Why? Why,
You just gave
game?
me blueprint.
Why?
Blueprint plans.
So
Right,
they see
okay.
the whole map, and I don't have token vision.
Right, that shouldn't be possible. Obviously, Foundry's fucked up like it sometimes does.
I can
Why
see
is that how I feel like
clearly
this might be your
now. The
fault?
fog is
So
gone.
you can see the whole map. This is fucking ridiculous.
Yes. Although I can't see anyone else's
Same on the whole
tokens.
map.
Configure. You shouldn't be able to. It shouldn't.
Pretend that I don't see anything.
Right, for all intents and purposes, you don't see anything because mysteriously the camera view can't see it and it only sees what you sees, which is so fucking dumb. Right, okay. It's obviously Foundry's done an update and it's broke something, so apologies, but try and
Oh,
not fuck around. Right, so you make your way down a set of stairs. The set of stairs leads to kind of like a set of wall that breaks off to the left and the right. So, are you just going to keep
I'm-
making it down? Yeah.
I'm just got a dowsing rod.
Yep. Your down rod is in a sense keeps going, and as you get closer and closer to the wall, it gets stronger. But then you notice obviously the left and the right.
It becomes more erect.
Yeah. Well, I can't go through the wall. Or can
Nope.
I guess I'm just gonna have to follow the path.
Yeah, follow the path. I was going to say you could attempt to go through the wall, but
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow the path. Probably to the left since
Shit.
left-handed.
yeah. So you fall down the pathway down. At least in another
That's
set of
right.
stairs that goes. Actually, from his perspective, just left. Down
Oh,
the stairs
what's
and
up?
continues leaning down the stairways, which leads to a kind of open part and stuff. Yep. So as you make your way open and stuff, you notice that the vibrations of the rod have kind of like, as if the rod's pulling you towards the middle. Yep. You're gonna keep going.
Pull me
Yeah, pulling that way.
hard
Okay.
to handle.
Oh my god. Okay. So.
Show me to the promised land.
So,
What is it?
upon arriving here, this small illuminated tomb opens up to an end of a flight of kind of like broad stairs off the open central of this area. There is a body of a young woman lies on the altar, but seems to be on her, kind of like lying on the altar in a resting position, deceased from what you can tell, but lying like on her chest. You know, like when people did, like some places when they die, they place a weapon and they hold it. You notice that her hands, there's nothing in her hands but what looks to be the blade of a sword lying on her chest.
Well, I'm not above desecrating corpses. I'm gonna grab the blade.
Yep, so you make your way up to the blade. Okay, upon getting closer and closer to bed, it gets the vibrations get stronger to the point that when you arrive at the thing, you notice that the hilt that you're holding begin to glow and the blade of the sword begin to glow.
And if this fluid leaks out,
At this point, it's probably vibrating enough that Bridget's trying to steal it. I'm sure.
oh fuck!
Oh my god. So.
That's for me.
Oh my god.
I was talking about the corpse, not the sword.
Get out of my way!
Okay, so are you going to attempt?
I'm going to grab the blade and I'm going to try and reattach them.
You grab the blade and begin to reattach it. Upon doing so, the vibrations do get quite strong. Can you give me let's say a constitution saving throw to see if the blade cuts you upon the strength of what's happening right now?
Constitution saving throw, huh?
Yeah. 18. You're fine.
Nice.
You're fine.
That's good.
The vibrations get so strong, but you're able to, like, in a sense, with your grip, you, in a sense, are able to hold the blade in position so it's not going to cut you. As you begin to put it back together, as you do, you see the sword skins, the broken bit, the light that you've seen before that rebuilt the hilt goes and reseats itself. And now you also notice that the sword, in your hands, you always say things, this is a great sword, as some runes on the sword begin to glow upon the completion and then die away.
Wind's howling.
Are you keeping the sword? You taking the sword, Knuckles?
For now, I think so, yeah.
Okay. I will need to send you something if you're going to keep it, but I'll be doing it later because it's quite a lot.
Well, I don't think anyone here particularly wields a great weapon, and Rhea already has the holy mace.
Yeah, so it's a great sword called this.
So I think I'm going to keep it, yeah.
Yep, perfect. I'm just going to send you what it's... That's what it's called.
Wanted to open physically.
Also, so you're aware, it does require this. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Just in case you were going to try something with it, you do require that.
Okay.
Okay, so you successfully reattach the sword. Senric and Elnonio, are you staying there when this happens?
Yes.
Yep.
Give me a perception check, please.
Oh boy.
11.
Oh boy.
Perception. Perception. Why can I never find anything? There we go. 17.
Okay. Both of yous, while this is happening, hear what sounds to be quite a loud racket of stuff being like knocked about and stuff coming from this direction. As if from the, if you're looking at this way, use R from there at your left, so just this way. Coming from this direction, as if something is knocking what seems to be stuff over. You do hear now and then, as if something like mumbling, if that makes sense from this distance, coming from that direction.
Based on perception, would I know where it's coming from?
You know it's coming from somewhere down this left, down this path, down that way. You will need to obviously continue going down and then see if you can still hear it and perceive more to try and pinpoint it.
Let's go! Woo!
Um,
Hang on.
would I be able to very quickly
wow.
modify?
Keeps going.
I have that back strap
Uh-huh.
that holds the second longsword.
Yes.
Would I be able to modify that to hold the greatsword?
So it's a longsword that's currently got in it, correct? Is your longsword that's currently in it?
Well, I have a proper sheath for the one I use.
Yep.
And then I have like a back strap that holds one onto my back
Yes.
that I can sort of just pull off my shoulder if I need it.
Yes.
Would I be able to modify that thing?
It will take a bit of time to do so.
Okay,
You
I won't do it
can,
now, then.
you can if you want temporarily using your Avengers gear and the stuff. You can, in a sense, put the greatsword in. It just wouldn't be. It, in a sense, it would hold it. It just won't have a proper like mount. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense. I think I'll probably just hold it for now.
Sure, you can hold it for now. Yeah, sure.
Although I need to check
Can I
something.
investigate the woman?
Yeah, so you can investigate the woman. Give me. So what are you trying to investigate here?
Well, I just want to like have a look and see like, is she what race is she, and
Okay.
do we recognize her, and is there anything around her or anything on her that kind of
Okay.
explains what?
So
what
you're
happened?
in a sense wanting to see what race she is, and then distinguish if there's anything of note that could tell you who she was.
Yeah.
Okay. So race-wise, okay. So race-wise, she's human. You can distinguish looking at her, she's human. Upon looking at her as well, you in a sense get the sense that she is been dead a long time, but there's some sort of magic has been placed to preserve the body very well, stuff to the point that it's keeping the body preserved. Give me a. In fact, no. This would be clear written in front of it. So you would also notice at the base in the altar is kind of like a small description. It says, "Here lies the unknown hero who saved us." Who saved us from the young great red dragon that made life miserable for us in Elturel. Our sacrifice allowed us to survive.
Yeah. Is there no name?
There is no
Oh, it's
name. It
unknown,
just says
doesn't it?
the
So-
unknown hero.
Does she look young or old? Like,
So looking at her, she would be in her late 20s.
okay. And how is she dressed? Is she dressed like?
She's dressed in
Like,
full armor. She said she's at rest. She is dressed in like full like half plate armor. So not like full plate, half plate armor. Very well preserved. Like this armor looks as if it's brand spanking new on her. And it also looks like it's been well kept and maintained. She's also very well dressed. You don't, from what you can, without obviously having a proper examination, whatever how she's preserved and stuff, there is no damage to her. It is as if the people of Elturel, or whoever put her here, has taken the time to make her look perfect, as if nothing happened, as if there is no cuts, there's no bruises, nothing.
And is there any like, is she wearing any jewelry, or is there any signets or symbols that maybe represent like a house or
Yeah, so I guess so
a
she
religion?
is wearing bits and pieces of jewelry. There is nothing of distinction that tells you of a house or a religion that she's part of. The jewelry looks to be more commoners' jewelry than commoners' jewelry, but there is here and there. From you can distinguish it's a bit of value in it, but only to the person wearing it, if that makes sense.
Hmm. All right. Okay. I'll leave her be then, and then
leave her
I'll
be?
head back upstairs.
Okay, so you head, well, it's downstairs. You head back down the stairs to your other apartment. Upon turning round, you have just seen Senric start to the right, and Elnonio beginning to follow.
I will start to follow.
Okay.
Sort of,
After them as well.
or sort of inspecting this blade.
Yep,
sort
you
of
can
as I
inspect
walk.
the blade. Yep, inspect the blade. So as you begin to, as now Bridget and Craven, you begin to turn corners. You are just seeing them heading this way, and then you just, for you, as you start to grip up with them, begin to hear the same noise of stuff being knocked about and knocked about, a mumble here and there, as you begin to head this way. Okay, you just continue making your way down.
Yeah, I'm
mean,
gonna ready my bow.
Yep, so you're ready to bow and begin to make your down stuff. So if you're going to continue, I'll just move using stuff to here for quickness. Okay. Upon arriving at the end of this part of the hallway, it kind of like breaks off to a left and a right. Senric, since you are technically at the front, could you give me a perception check, please, to see if you can perceive where this sound's coming from, if it's coming from the left or if it's coming from the right? 19. You get the sense from what you hear. You take a minute, and all you hear is like a, and like you hear the rough, you hear like something getting knocked down. You do hear some footsteps, coming from the left.
Can I do a little sneaky sneak and then try to progress that way?
You want to like stealth and try and sneak down?
Stealth go through, yeah.
Yeah, roll stealth, please. 26. Fine, you've done all this stuff. You just kind of
Okay.
I turn invisible.
kind of crouch, peek round, and begin to make your way down. Sure, on you go.
I get to like right here because I want to peek into this room.
Yep, so you begin to make your way down. You're peeking into that room specifically. Understood. Okay, so upon peeking into this room, you peek into the room. Upon peeking, so you notice that this room is obviously well lit. You notice that this room holds what looks to be, seems to be some type of looking in from what you can make out. There looks to be at the back, so the very back, kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? The sarcophaguses on the back of the wall and stuff, with like organs, bodies and stuff. You also notice that around this room is like, in the back of this room is a table with what looks to be books, other materials, gems, trinkets. You also hear, coming from this room, someone mumble, in a sense, kind of like, what's the one for? Kind of like mumbling, and you do hear the rustling of pages of a book, as if someone's looking through something. What is the rest of the party doing right now?
I think we're gonna let Cedric do his thing and peek around the corner and just watch him.
I'm going
I move.
to.
I move kind of in because I want to get a better look at the.
Okay, so you move in. Upon moving in, give me a second. Oh, sorry, Craven, what
So-
were you wanting to say?
I was going to say, so whereabouts is this going on? I can't see.
Oh,
players'
sorry.
tokens.
Sorry. So where you are, in front of you is right in front of you is Bridget, and at the corner, right just beside this is El Nino. Right now, Senric's
Okay, so-
here, right here,
So the
looking
chamber
into
on the
this.
left, cool.
Yes, looking into this room, and stuff.
Okay.
He's
So
just
I'll move.
Yeah.
Like just up a little bit.
Yep.
Sort of have my back to the wall.
Yep.
So that I'm ready to go if I have
Mhm.
to.
Okay.
And I'll continue to just inspect what the fuck I'm holding.
Totally fine. So, upon looking in the room, you notice a robed humanoid sitting, kind of like looking through stuff. Croc, can you see your character?
Pog.
No.
Right, I'll re-import it 1 sec.
Welcome to my sex dungeon. Oh no.
You see it now?
Oh,
Yes.
hello.
Okay,
Glad you've made it.
Croc,
Oh.
would you like to introduce your character to the party?
Oh.
Just a description of what it looks like is what really they need to know right now.
Okay. Obviously 7 foot tall humanoid, but
Dude.
aged.
Finally, I'm on eye level with him.
Its movements seem to be slower. Bit of creaking when shuffling through things.
Mm-hmm.
Metallic sounding.
Whenever you want to stop describing, just let me know and stuff, and I'll continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Sonic, you enter and you see this 7 foot tall metallic like humanoid, kind of like he's kind of like behind like a table, focused down, looking through a book. Hasn't noticed you're there, just looking through a book, looking through like a book, flicking through the book, kind of like reading it and then changing the page, reading it, next page, reading it, next page, reading it, next page.
Right. I look at him kind of suspiciously. He doesn't seem like all the other fiends that we've been running into, so I don't want to assume that he's an enemy.
Uh-huh.
See. But I also don't know who he is, so I'm not really sure how to approach. So I just clear my throat.
Okay, you clear your throat. Croc, you do hear someone clearing their throat.
What's your response?
What's you gonna do? You've heard someone clearing your throat coming from the stairs.
I keep investigating,
Yep.
just really pouring all of my attention into
Yep.
my current task.
Perfect. You clear your throat, Senric, and the metallic humanoid doesn't seem to give you any attention.
I clear it louder.
You clear your throat louder. Same thing again, Croc. Focused, not giving a fuck.
I acknowledge their presence.
Yep.
But request to be finish my current thought.
Okay, you kind of look up at him. You kind of like look at him, and kind of go like raise one hand with a finger, then going 1 minute, and you just get back to finishing what you were doing, continuing to read through this book.
Cedric, are you okay? Why are you coughing?
In here.
At the rest of the party, he's going to move up.
Is it time to come down, please?
Yeah, just come back out. There's a dude in there. He's kind of weird.
I'm going to
I'm gonna walk.
start walking over.
Sure.
But I'm going to try and match pace with El Nino.
Yeah, so right now El Nino is 1 square to the left of that marker.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and go up to El Nino to where Senric still won't be able to see me.
It would be right there.
Yep, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to move over here.
Yep. Bridget, what are you doing?
And I'm going to reach into my mouth.
I'll follow.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull out one of my back teeth.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of gonna get El Nino's attention, and we're gonna hand it to him.
So you can quite obviously, El Nino, you can send it kind of, sorry, Craven kind of gives you like a nudge, and you look at him, and he hands you a back tooth. Kind of like palms you a back tooth discreetly, and gives you a palm, gives you it.
We should have done this more often. He grabs it.
Okay.
I'll grab it and just fucking pocket it.
Yep.
Cool.
Like
So-
the ring lead.
Yous all, now that yous are like this close, the rest of yous can hear the flicking of someone flicking through pages, and you do hear the occasional going through these pages.
Carry on
Start
walking
to-
in, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
start
you
to
make
head
your
into the room.
So as you make in, you notice this room along the back are like sarcophaguses and stuff, and then down the sides, like along the sides, the alcove carvings don't have sarcophagus. They have like books and stuff on them, and along the top part there is a bench, and down the side there's a bench each with trinkets and like gems, look to be like kind of like cups. There's like a crystal here and there. There's like miscellaneous tools, that sort of stuff, all around. And you all now see, if you're all in this room, a 7 foot tall, metallic, humanoid figure currently looking through a book, flicking through pages. It's going to move you for a second to there.
I'm going to sort of step
Better?
into the room
Mhm.
itself.
Yep. Can you see Croc's character?
I can see Crux. It's the only
Yeah.
persons I can see.
Right. So he's currently, that's where he's standing, looking.
Yeah.
He's looking at you. He's behind the table, looking down, going through the pages as if he is reading it. He's reading it, but quite quickly reading this. Reading it. Next page.
So,
reading it. Next page.
just to complete this image, I currently have one long sword in a sheath on my hip, one on my back, and I'm currently holding a great sword on my shoulder.
Yep.
Like I'm doing the whole, the marching pose where they hold the hilt and the blade goes up on their shoulder. So I'm covered in fucking swords right now.
We'll need to talk
Yeah,
about this
so-
later.
I'm probably gonna ditch the one on my back at some point, and replace it with this one.
Mhm.
And I'm just. Are you aware of where you are?
Perfectly aware.
Okay. I need to hear it from you. Where do you think you are?
So, right now, Croc, that you're in the you're below the cathedral in El Trail. You are in you're in a sense the knowledge area, and like in a sense like an area of knowledge is where knowledge is stored, and items of interest are kept, or like scholars and people of the like kind of like the holy, like religious people would come in to gain knowledge on something, or in a sense if they find something when they're out and they're not sure what it is, would bring it here for further study.
I believe they would call this an archive
Yes.
of the church, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay, so
of Elturel.
well, at least you're admitting you're raiding the Church of Elturel. But more specifically, do you know where Elturel is right now?
That sounds like a rhetorical question.
So
Why? Has something happened?
How long have you been down here?
it's up to you how long you've been down here. It is honestly up to you, because from what we discussed, you wouldn't have known. So you can be a couple of days, it could be weeks if you want. I would say at minimum. at least, we'll say, on all intents and purposes in the campaign, at least 5 days minimum.
Mhm.
You've been in this place, because for all intents and purposes, you came down here and stuff happened about a day after you were down here, and obviously from the start point of them starting, it has been about.
That's timing, dude.
Because, like, this man's reading books. He is not looting for survival.
No. No. So all
Kraken's
in,
very confused.
I would
right now.
say, right now, Croc, you've been down here for at least, say, a week to a week and a half, just going through books, reading stuff.
Maybe 10 days?
Yeah, 10
It's
days.
hard to track with the little light you get in here.
Okay. Are you aware that Elturel has fallen into Avernus?
Really?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, this is a breath of fresh air.
How do you reckon that happened? I like pause my place in the book and
Yeah.
just keep
I am
inquiring.
literally about to reach into my pocket and I'm going to pull out the fucking contract.
Mhm.
Because I still have that fucking amulet with the contract.
You do still have the contract.
Yeah, I have. And I go, this is how?
So you pull it out, yeah.
Yeah, I sort of reveal it like.
So Croc, he pulls out a kind of like a contract, not written on paper, it's written on metal, chained together, and upon doing so, here's click, 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 as the bits of metal unfold, revealing written in. What is your character? Does your character know what this is? Have a quick look. I think he might.
Good question.
Did you check his languages quickly? I'm not familiar with your character yet.
I know I have common languages. Where
If memory serves me right, you wouldn't understand this.
Should be in the bottom left, where it has like proficiencies in it of your.
Yes.
yeah, languages.
Uh,
Abyssal, common, and elvish.
Yep, I just need to remind myself what language this is in because it's been so long since we fucking looked at it.
Wait, Kim, does your character know Elvish?
My character Elvish.
Yeah, does your character know Elvish?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking. Just in case.
Really?
It'd be
What?
really
I'm an
funny.
elf.
I'm sorry, it'd just be so much comedy, dude.
Yeah, so yes, so Croc, you would understand this language. It's
I
written
don't
in.
understand.
It's
Because you act so an elf-like.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's in
It'd be
Abyssal,
funny.
isn't it?
It's in Abyssal. I had to double check. It's actually written in a language of Abyssal, but the script is Infernal, which Croc, your character, can read. Do you understand this is written in a demon/devilish language?
Wait, so what is elf like?
Magic. It's just you don't play. It's just weird. It's just
Last session, you literally dragged a body across the floor.
yeah. That's what it is.
And was covered in blood after you pummeled.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Occasionally, like Kim, occasionally you play your elf like they were raised by orcs, and it's amazing.
Okay.
It is amazing.
So getting back to it, Croc,
I'm
you
gonna slowly
understand.
start walking forward
Yeah.
to like
Still start walking forward and stuff.
fallen angel made contract, dragged city into hell.
I'm like reading through the contract.
Yep. So.
Just skimming
yeah.
through it.
So, skimming the contract, you read this contract. It was a deal made between two people that you don't know. Upon, in a sense, pull Elturel down to hell. Upon doing so, granting them power and assisting what looks to be a fallen angel rise higher to power.
That is very interesting.
So,
It's
What's
just
more interesting is I don't have to look down
fascinating.
anymore.
I'm immediately just gonna telepathically fucking speak to Al Nonyo, going, "This man is insane."
I don't know what you mean. I quite like him.
Okay, so
He
you
hasn't tried to kill us. He hasn't tried to fucking.
Yep. he's entered the room.
And what's more, I can look at him without having to look down.
So
I'm gonna put out my hand.
Yep.
Like I'm about to shake his hand and be like, Eleanor, nice to meet you. So, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
They'll just call me Ultep. I am just.
Hello, Walter. My name's Elton.
Good day.
I took my hand out. I'm like,
I mark the spot where I am in the book I was reading and try to see if there is any other books in this room that would have made reference to that contract at all.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
any parchments or anything.
Sure. So it kind of like I just
I'm gonna stow the contract again.
yeah, so the contract. From obviously, Ultip, you've spent enough time in this room to know that there is nothing in this room. Because you've been in here for like at least 10 days. You've gone through quite a lot of the books, and you kind of start reading stuff. You know that in this room there isn't anything that has knowledge on this contract. But you do know there is one book in here that talks about a fallen angel an angel that fell in hell to become a very high-ranking devil. Stuff called, oh my god, it's been so long since I've had to mention the name.
Yeah, I know, right?
Holy fuck!
I keep going to say it, and I'm like, wait a minute, have I got it wrong?
What do you think it is?
Isn't it Zariel?
Yeah, it's Zariel. Yeah, Zariel. Or Zariel, how you want to pronounce it. An angel that, in a sense, led an attack. Tried to, sense, entered hell to stop a war, help stop a war, fell, was captured, and became a very high-ranking devil to the ruler, in a sense, the ruler of Avernus, current level of hell that you're in. You do get the sense, Ultip, that is the fallen angel that this contract is talking about.
Wait. Where? That Avernus? Hold on. I
Avernus.
I grabbed
I'm
the
not used to
book and
guys like
double check.
Yeah. So you kind of like, all you witness him grab this book and he kind of goes, I'm like, what you've read the book, you kind of go, find it and read it, and you're like, wait, what? And you now get the realization from what the party have told you that Elturel has fallen or is getting pulled into Avernus, getting dragged and pulled in. By what means you don't know yet because you've been underground for so long, but you get the sense that Elturel is, from what they've said, is no longer in the let's say the mortal realms, for example, in the normal realm it was in. This get pulled out.
So that's what that quake was a few days ago.
Yeah, you can now English in your mind, like, that's what it was.
Look around, this book splayed across the floor, like.
Yeah, in the sense, like, you have all entered this room. There is books on the floor, there's trinkets and stuff on the floor, some of which you can't distinguish if it has been from the quake or if Ultip has literally just read it, dropped on the floor and moved on. You just don't know.
And we'll never know.
I actually start like taking an interest to these people that have just walked up to me and start like
I'm just gonna like we've gone to this massive effort to enter the realm of Avernus, and there's someone here that is completely unaware of everything that's going on.
yeah, that's correct.
Fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
Someone that hasn't been traumatized, fucking attacked, or wants to attack us.
So
I'm like inspecting like each party member now that they've actually got my attention.
yep. So
So
let's-
now I'm going to
All party
introduce
members still?
myself.
Yep. So
And sort of
obviously,
say, I'm
Yeah.
Craven.
Mhm.
And sort of motion towards the rest.
Yep. Cendric here.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Bridget.
Bridget.
Bridget. Hello.
Yeah, I'm more just focused on keeping my eyes on him because I don't trust them yet.
I give her.
I still have my bow ready.
Can I
Yeah.
tell that she is elf?
Yes,
That
you can
she is an elf.
clearly tell that she's elf.
Yeah.
In a sense, you can clearly tell that obviously Bridget's an elf. Senric is a human. You do notice on his chest a blue crystal embedded in
Okay.
his chest. You notice that El Nonul is a dragonborn. You also do notice that Craven, remind me, would they notice what you are? They look at you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have the... They might not... I don't know if he'll know exactly what I am. If
Mhm.
he's read enough, he probably will.
He will know what
But
you are.
So I have the long hair and the sort of bone horn thing that wraps around my head,
More specifically,
as well as my ears split into 2 points.
yes.
So I have some very distinguishing features.
Yes,
If he
so-
has any information on what I am, he'll recognize
Yeah,
it.
so you recognize him as a... I can never pronounce what you are because it's so fucking weird.
Hexblood.
Explode.
I give Bridget a formal elven greeting in the native tongue.
Yep. So, Bridget, you...
I actually go and shake Elnon's hand using both like hands to wrap
Mhm.
around him to give him a firm handshake.
Yep.
For Craven, I kind of walk up to him, give him also a firm handshake, just kind of say, "You are a very interesting individual. I'll be very, very excited to see where you go in your future." And then move on to Cendric and
Yep.
just also shake his hand.
Mhm.
But like, that's also very interesting.
Yeah.
Mind if I take a look?
I kind of step back a little. I'd say, just don't touch it.
By the
I
way,
would like to say I'm offended, but considering our circumstances, I don't think it's appropriate.
but I sent you an image of like a typical Hexblood, so you can see the way the Elder Cross
yeah,
wraps around it.
it's just because your image, I'm like, I can't remember your image and stuff for the way it was proper, not stuff, that's fine. Okay. You can, are you going to examine this crystal in his chest?
I hold off on it.
Yeah.
Stating that not being able to touch it will make it very difficult to investigate.
Understood. I just want to know. Okay, so obviously, you're in this room. There's books everywhere. There's trinkets and
Are we not missing Rhea?
Rhea, for all the time, I'm not going to drag Rhea in right now. She is at the bottom of the stairs. She's like beside Cendric right here. Is a human female called Rhea.
I think we're back there, but we just left.
No. She's there. I'm just not going to drag her in because I need to keep pulling her around and stuff for easiness. She'll always be at the back with the last player. This is a young female. You recognize in full and like kind of like Elturel's armor, very well dressed and stuff. Very well dressed, young, very young, as if she's only just out of training and stuff. And
Okay.
on her waist, you noticed there is a mace that kind of gives a faint glow, and she looks at you and stuff. And as you're obviously shaking hands and stuff, she kind of like introduces herself. It says, "My name is Rhea" and stuff, and is kind of examining you as if she hasn't seen anyone like this before. She has no idea what you are.
This mace is fascinating for me.
She kind of lifts up and says, "Yes," and she kind of like gives you it if you want to have a look at it and stuff.
I'm glad he didn't notice the sword.
Yeah. You can have a look at it if you want. she kind of like says there's this mace, myself and the fellow members and stuff. We retrieved this mace from within a statue, and it broke apart, and this mace was in it and stuff. And the power that we've used on it has been quite handy, and it also is a very good light source. And you kind of like see her like bring it out, and she kind of like thinks for a sec. You kind of like see her like think, and the kind of like the head of the mace glows brighter, and like dies down.
That's
I'm going to-
fantastically useful.
I'm going to actually speak up and sort of say, we believe that weapon was of the personal armory of Zariel before she fell.
You kind of like see like Rare and stuff kind of nods, says yes, this is we believe it is and stuff. If you want, Iltip, you can have a look at the mace and to distinguish if you can get any more information from it, or to confirm what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can either for this give me a history check to see if your knowledge of what you've learned from reading books, if there's anything in your mind that would come to mind of what they've just said that would point you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. History, you say?
Yes. 23. Okay. From what they've described and what they've said, you distinguish and know that this is a mace. The mace is, more specifically, the mace is obviously it's called Heaven's Fall. From the knowledge that you have read, from the years that you've been reading knowledge and reading books, it's Heaven's Fall. It looks to be, from what they've said about it being in the personal armory of Zariel, might be correct, but also might not be. It is a holy weapon that is used, more specifically, is used by either high-ranking-ish angels or high-ranking members of a holy orders. You've not heard of Zariel ever using a mace. Zariel normally uses a sword, from what you have read and learned, but it is possible that she had used a mace very, very, very long ago in her past. But there is no confirmation written down anywhere. It's only rumors here and there.
So
I tell this human female to just hold on to this. This may be the angel's mace from a very long ago.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yep, that's fine.
So
Also, I apologise for there being no like sounds or music and stuff. I found you took a Hesse fit when I loaded it up, and it's not playing any audio. Some music.
yeah, it's taking a few fits by the seams. So not to be the typical warlock over here, but should we get acquainted over a short rest?
Do we just have a long one?
Yeah, we just had a long one.
We just had a long rest.
Yeah, I know.
I know why you're wanting to do a short rest.
I want to do it for multiple reasons.
You can do a short rest if you wish. I will say this. It's difficult because you've only just finished a long rest, which was 8 hours. From you entering this place, retrieving the sword, and coming down to find Ultip, it's only been about, I would say, no more than 30 minutes.
I mean, to be fair, when I say long, I don't like literally mean we need to rest. I was thinking like if we actually like sit down and have a proper talk with him.
Yeah, like you can sit down for like 10-15 minutes and have a proper chat if you want, and I wouldn't count it as a short rest. You're having a chat.
I need an hour.
Okay. Okay, I will say if you want to,
we'll do a vote. If no one else wants to do it, I can wait.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I mean, it's just an hour. We can sit down and introduce ourselves and talk about where we came from and all that kind of stuff. And
it's up to yourselves. I'm not going to stop you. It's just
I'm open to it.
Sure.
Sure.
Why not?
He's all confirming you whether I got sit for an hour or sit in this room for an hour having a look around, doing what you want to do, talk to each other, that sort of stuff.
Learning who the hell Ultep is, yeah.
Sure, I'm all I used to do it. I'm not going to stop you.
Okay.
Yep. So for the next, I'll say for all intents and purposes, what you do in this room will take approximately an hour.
So.
Which means that your bonus is now at, say, 14 hours, rounding it down, because you down your half an
I'll
hour.
read through some of the books and stuff
Sure.
to see if it gives me any more knowledge
Sure.
about everything.
Sure. If you want to do that, Bridget, let's say, so you want to kind of go through the books and have a look through and stuff, and just to see if you gain any knowledge.
Yeah.
Give me a straight intelligence check, and we'll see if you get any more knowledge. What is the rest of the party doing?
I'm going to sort of half talk to. That's a save.
Oh. Oops, wrong one.
Yeah. So just click on intelligence and hit roll, Kim.
Yeah, I know. So it's
Yeah, so I'm going to half talk to Ultep and sort of ask, like, what
wow.
brought you here in the first place? But I'm also going to, and okay, can I do these two things at the same time?
What?
But
okay.
There's a ritual I can do,
Mm-hmm.
and there's also attunement.
Yes.
Because it's obviously attunement is I have to be in contact of it, right?
Yes. So attunement, you in a sense have to take an hour to attune to the item.
So can I attune to it while I do my pact ritual?
No.
So I can't do both.
Can't do both. Because in a sense, if your pact ritual, don't you have to hold your other sword?
No.
No. I thought
No,
you
I
did.
do not. No, I can just make that disappear and then do the ritual to make the new weapon the new one.
I need to remind myself of pact ritual.
The ritual? Because I'm a ritual caster, it takes like fucking...
No, this is a specific warlock thing.
Is this the pact of the blade?
You can transform one magic weapon into your pact weapon by performing a special ritual while you hold the weapon.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So
so you're wanting to take this sword that this great sword you've got, attune that to your pact weapon and attune at the same time?
Yes.
You just say disgracefully.
Right. Yeah. No, you can't do that. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Hell yeah. So I can do two birds with one stone. Sweet. So the first thing I'm going to do is unsheath my black blade.
Mm-hmm.
And vanish it.
Okay.
And I'm then going to start this ritual and attunement process while sort of half talking to Ultep and listening to what he has to say.
Yep. Yeah, so you can do it.
I just get into conversations with them, like, hey, what were you like doing down here? Did you break in? Were you just curious? No.
Technically, they don't know I'm down here, but I think I had someone escort me down here. Yeah, the details are fuzzy.
Well, we got in the only entrance, it appears.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that whoever went out never came back. Am I correct in saying that?
I mean, maybe
We had the knob.
In a sense, Ultep, you had to come down the same place you had to come down the set of stairs below the altar, and were in a sense led into this room to have a look.
I was posing as a scholar of Baldur's Gate, but they didn't know that.
If you're looking for something, what were you looking for?
Knowledge.
If you don't mind me asking. Just knowledge? Anything specific?
Very particular knowledge that most would not deem correct.
I happen to be interested in a similar knowledge.
Oh, really?
I tend to dabble in necromancy.
Ah, yes, you are of the same schooling.
Well, not this. Not. I haven't been schooled.
Disappointing, but continue.
We're about to be.
If you would like later, I could show you something.
I would love to see some.
But we'll have to get to that in a short while.
Okay. So while you are having this conversation, Bridget, with what you rolled, a lot of these books are you can read the book. You can read the majority of the books. 'Cause a lot of them are written in common. There's a few written in a language that you do not understand. But you do, from what you rolled, obviously not low, you don't gain any knowledge, but you do find a kind of like a ledger of sorts that has written in it, kind of like a catalogue of the artifacts and items within this room.
Ah.
If you want, you can spend a bit of time to read through it, and if you want to see if anything catches your eye.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, please.
so I would say for this, if you want to have a look through it and to see if anything catches your eye, let's think. You're investigating the book. So give me an investigation check to see if anything catches your eye in this book. While you're doing that, the rest of you is just having a conversation with Ultip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll say for all intents and purposes, use spending time getting to know each other. Ultip, do you tell them what class you are? You tell them what you are. So obviously they know that you are a 7 foot tall humanoid. Do you tell them that what you are? That you are a this, and you are a this. What class you are?
I reveal that I am a practicer of the magical arts, but I
Okay.
do not give my race yet.
Okay, so you don't give away the race. So anyone, in a sense, I would say for intents and purposes, none of you have really seen what Ultip is, because it's what he is, not common. For all intents and purposes, you haven't really seen anyone like this. With him obviously telling that he is a magic caster, and from what he says and talks to you, you get the distinguish that he's a wizard. He's a magic caster. Stuff.
He's a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
He's a wizard, Harry.
You're a
Of-
wizard.
Of what specific school, if memory serves me right, you're not 100%, but you get the sense of right now he's a magic caster, he's a wizard, and what he's trying to use understands the words and stuff, but he has not declared what school he belongs to. Bridget,
He kind of hinted at it.
he
Yeah.
did hint at it, but hasn't confirmed it. He confirmed more he had an interest in it, but hasn't confirmed specifically what one he's in. But you'll get, in a sense, stuff will happen. Bridget, with what you rolled as a 12, upon looking for the book, you notice that most of the items here are kind of like items that were recovered from like crypts, tombs, places of worship that used to exist. There is references here and there of like it does reference that there is some vials of red, kind of like a red potion vials, which have next to it in brackets healing. You do also notice that there is one item on the list that does catch your eye, and it specifically says bag, and in brackets infinite.
Oh, I'm looking for that.
Okay, sure. So you're looking for the bag.
Yes.
Okay, give me a perception check to see if you can. From what it says bag infant and it has a small description next to it. Give me a perception check to see if you can find it.
Yes.
Sure. So you see,
Eyed man. I'm
yeah.
like,
Upon reading this,
The
you're like,
Avernus.
you read this and you're like bag infant, and from the description that's written in this logbook, you know what this is, and you look up without drawing the
terrified.
attention to anyone else from the description. Within about a few seconds, you glance in them, you noticed on the back table on the left is a bag with the exact description of what you were just told, sitting there.
making a beeline.
You make a beeline for this bag, and I'm guessing you pick up.
Beeline for the bag.
Yep, you pick up this
Oh,
bag.
yes.
You pick up this bag. It is a normal bag, about slightly larger than. It's a bag. You open it, kind of like a duffel sack sort of style. You open it, you look into it, and it kind of leads. It's just dark,
Oh, yes.
darkness and stuff. Are you just going to close it shut and put it and carry it? Or are you going to try and?
I am gonna take the duffel bag and put my backpack in the duffel bag,
Okay.
and then carry the duffel bag.
Okay, so right now, is everyone else looking at Altip?
No, yeah.
Right, so
Well, I'm sort of split focus between
Okay.
sword and altar.
Altip would be so. Altip, can you give me a perception check just to see in the corner of your eye if you would see what Bridget's doing right now?
Perception.
Yes.
Just
Straight perception. Just to see if you can see what. Okay, 12. Bridget, are you trying to be subtle here, or are you just taking your bag and shoving it in?
No, I'm just taking my bag and trying to
Okay.
shove it in.
For all intents and purposes, Altip, you see Bridget, while you're talking to us, you can see Bridget dart to the end of the table, grab this like duffel bag, open it, look in it. You kind of see her face light up. She then takes her backpack off, opens the bag and shoves it in and closes it and then puts it on her bag. You know as well from reading this thing, you know what she's picked up. Are you going to say anything, or are you just going to keep quiet?
I'm gonna spark the conversation.
Yeah.
Just I see you found
Bag of
do
holding.
I just name
Yeah, you
this
name
item?
it. Yeah, you name this item. It's a bag of holding.
The bag of holding. It's a mystical, wondrous item. I like kind of motion over to her to like actually I grab my staff that I've had just to like demonstrate it, just to like see if she'll let me drop my just staff into the bag.
Are you going to let them do it, Bridget?
I cautiously walk towards them.
Yeah.
And I slowly open the bag.
Yep. So now all
But
of you
I'm
are now
keeping my eye on 'em.
seeing Bridget come over with this duffel bag, open it, and then Altip, are you just taking your staff, dropping it in, and then going to reach in and pull it back out?
Yep.
Yep. So you all see Altip, Bridget, you all bag a hole, and you all know what this is. Kind of open the bag, Altip takes his staff, kind of like drops it in, and for the size of the staff to the bag, it kind of goes and disappears. You then see Altip kind of reach in, and obviously with your knowledge and stuff, you just think of your staff, and then you just pull it back out.
It's so useful.
Sitting
Why
back
they
and I'm just
had
like,
it
I was
here, I'd never know.
Can I look inside here?
Yeah, you want to look inside, so you can open the. If you want to open the bag, you look in this bag, and it is a bag. Outside of it is a bag, very well kept. In a sense, very well kept, decorated and stuff. The pull cord itself is not made out of string. It's kind of made out of like a golden thread around it and stuff. Upon looking inside, and opening it and stuff, about 2 inches. So after you got obviously where the bag opens, the rope, and about 2 inches below is bag, and then after that is just void of darkness.
1 second. Senric, can you hold my hat for a second?
I hold it.
I'll stick my head in it.
Okay, you stick your head in it. You stick your head in. It is.
Wait,
I'm
who's
back without a
sticking
head.
their head in?
El Nino.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Alonio,
that.
okay. While he's got his head in it, I take the bag and I pull it through his whole body.
Are you actually? Are you actually?
I'm scooping him up
I've
into
been
this
captured like a Pokemon, dude.
El Nino, are you going to try and resist this?
Next fight, she's just thrown out.
I'm
Oh, no,
surprised.
no.
Are you
It's a surprise round, isn't it? I can't resist.
okay? So use all witness Bridget in a sense. Take the sack, and Nino sticks his head in and go whoosh, right over El Nino. Okay, so El Nino,
What happened?
you are in like another. You kind of your vision takes a minute to focus, and you are floating in another plane. It's kind of like the void, but you can. It's a void, but you can. It's not dark. There is light now. Just so you're aware, there is. This isn't designed to sustain life. So right now, at most, unless someone pulls you out,
I'm dead.
the human, for you being a Dragonbot on your size, I would say for all intended purposes, you can remain conscious for about a minute. After a minute, you're unconscious, and then if no one retrieves you within 10 minutes, you're dead. Before brain damage kicks in.
But we don't know this.
You just don't know that well. I would say for all intents and purposes, you all know that organic life and what you know cannot survive for long inside a bag of holding.
I wanted to see what's inside.
Right? Just so you are aware. Cannot survive for long.
I'm gonna take the bag and I'm gonna shout into the bag and see if you can hear me. I'm gonna say hello.
Okay. El Nino, you do hear someone going, hello.
Can I breathe? Can I even answer back?
You can try.
You could try to breathe.
I'm just gonna telepathically sort of say, "Get out of there."
Ah! I'm in a void.
Bridget calls into it. I kind of reach in and try to pull him out.
Okay, so you reach in and you think of El Nino, the Dragonborn. El Nino, you see a hand appear out of nowhere, come out and grab your shoulder and begin to pull you back. Begin to pull you back.
He's taking me back.
But, okay, considering how big El Nino is and that he's a Dragonborn, can we pull him out? He's heavy.
Yeah, so in a sense, inside the void, when you pull him out, you can pull him out with ease and the bag adjusts to his size. So you can easily rip him back out. There is, for all intents and purposes, there is no weight to think what you pull out of this. So you can reach in, grab him, kind of like zero gravity. You can pull him out the minute he leaves the bag, his last part leaves the bag, the weight will re-kick in.
Imagine how much of a trip that must be for him of his size and weight to just get grabbed and pulled out like a fucking kitten.
So, in a sense, El Nino, you have been pulled out, but it'll tip back into the land, back into the non part of the realm that you're in.
What the fuck? I would not recommend it.
Nino just had a life-changing experience.
I was born again.
Oh god. So,
That's
are you wanting to do anything else within this hour, or is that it?
If Dim will allow it, can I do my ritual spell?
Sure, I'll allow you to do it during this time, yeah.
On the corpse that was in the other room.
What specifically is... Yeah, so what is it you're wanting to do?
Witch's touch deed. What we talked about.
Yeah. You can do it, yeah. So I'll say right now you can do that and stuff. So I'll say you can do that in the last part and stuff. Is there anything else anyone wants to do? And we're going to take a quick break right now because I'm dying for a drink.
2 potions.
You can find the 2 potion stuff. It's 2 potions of greater healing. You retrieve. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break.
My time's kind of taken up with what I'm doing.
Senric, do you want to do it?
I am gonna need the item
I
added to my
just
I'll
sit
thing.
back
caveat
and
that.
relax and keep chatting with the
Yeah.
new guy.
So I'll tap and saying it, keep chatting. Says, so right now we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. I need to go grab a drink, and my door just went. So give me 2 seconds.
Right.
Okay.
I'll be right back as well.
Okie dokie.
I've been sitting here cleaning my keyboard the whole time because Spartan likes to complain about it.
I'll be right back.
Okey-doke.
I have returned, and I forgot to put the fucking BRB screen on stuff, but fuck it, we'll leave it on. We'll leave it as we are. So we're just waiting if people get back.
I've been cleaning my keyboard since Spartan wants to complain about it.
Oh my god.
Which, to be fair, it was due for cleaning. What was it? I'm on day 4 of no caffeine. Oh, great.
Nice. Very nice.
And by
So,
great, I mean I feel awful.
you will feel awful, trust me. It's not the best.
But I'm getting better. That's what matters, is my body's getting used to not having it.
Yeah, which is good. You'll feel, I'm not gonna lie, after your body no longer needs it, you'll feel 100% better.
Yeah. Shit's expensive. I gotta cut it out for that reason too.
Yeah. So while we're waiting anyone return, does anyone have any questions they wish to ask? This could be part members. I don't know if there's anyone in chat. Can't tell because I'm not got my glasses on.
Can I try speaking to my little
During
crystal in my chest?
during the time of the hour, you can attempt it, yeah.
Okay.
We'll wait till everyone's back and you can attempt it if you want.
Like just poke at the crystal with my finger, like, hey.
You can poke it. It was up to you how you wanted to make contact.
Be like, hey, can you talk?
Oh, I can't. I'm so glad that we have a new party member, and I'm so glad they found this item. Well, who's back?
And
It's
the last thing they tried to
Nova,
do.
Spartan,
Not
I think Croc's here.
I'm here.
Yeah. So right now, I don't know what he's saying. The only person who knows what I was planning is Knuckles.
Nuck knows everything.
Yeah, because I discussed it with him. I says like, when they find something, like I want to do this, and he looked, and you just like, oh my god.
Like,
Yeah, as I said, Nuck knows everything.
when fucking El Nanu was thrown into the bag of holding, I was reminded of just I think it was either a creature that's either homebrew or actually in the game, and its like backstory is that it was actually thrown into a bag. It tried to get into a bag of holding to escape a combat.
I think I know what you're talking about. I believe it was in this edition they introduced that it's more of a rumor that was introduced in, is it Vin Richtem's Guide or the Cass, or was it what's it Curse of Strahd? I can't remember which one. It's either in one of those two that mention something about it. But it doesn't go into detail and stuff about it and stuff. It literally just mentions it, that it's something that can happen.
I'm
That's
terrified.
Of what?
You fucking know what,
Oh, I
motherfucker.
know what. That's what I was just like. You're the only one that knows what I have planned.
I heard the word bag and I went. I don't know if you heard me.
I did. I heard the wee like yes. So you know what I'm talking about. You know what's going to happen at some point. Because I ran it past you and it's fucking
The
brilliant.
dragon's gonna come out of it, no explanation.
Fucking terrified.
I'm just getting. I will wait and.
We're gonna try to pull something out of the bag or put something in. He's just gonna be like, and then you hear a click.
No, you just feel another hand brush against yours.
Oh no, that could be lead up to what? No. And
You feel him grip your waist.
Hey.
no, fuck this. No, Croc, you've played enough D&D.
A little bit, yeah, why?
Do you want to know how dangerous the thing he has planned is?
TPK?
So there's a creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Don't
going to explain what
spoil
it is.
it.
I'm not going to explain what it is or what it does, but all I'm going to say is it doesn't have a fucking stat block.
It doesn't.
They don't give it one. It's just death.
I've also, Knuckles, just sent you the description of what that greatsword is. While waiting on Bridget to come back. I'll add it to your character sheet properly later, but that just so you know what it does. Do you want me to?
Awesome.
Do you want me to? This becomes your packed long weapon now, doesn't it?
Packed, and it's my hex weapon. I had to check something before I did this, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't pick a two-handed weapon as my hex weapon. However, it does state I can do it with any weapon as long as it's my packed weapon.
Yeah. So, do I need to
So I think what
change your stuff, the weapon entirely for you? Do we have to change it?
Like, does it transform?
Yeah.
No.
So
Well, we'll make it like we'll add a small effect, like maybe it always looks like there's frost on the blade or something. Like it
I'm
dulls a bit.
thinking more. Do I need to change your packed longsword to a packed greatsword?
Well, okay, that was one that I made with my pact.
Yes.
I can just, if you add that weapon to my character sheet, I can then open it up and tick two little boxes that add hex and pact to it.
I'll add it to your character sheet right now.
Yeah, so if I actually that pact one, that pact longsword, I actually need to delete because it's gone.
Really, you really want to do this right now? Redemption.
Almost done cleaning my keyboard. Hey. This way, Knuckle can't complain about it. Or not Knuckle, but Spartan can't complain about it anymore.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to delete that item.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd explain it. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
If you want, Robert, I can send you the witch's touch stuff again.
Please, it's just because it's been buried under a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
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 Right, give me
Yeah.
1 second. I am just adding in the stuff that Knuckles needs to know. So Knuckles, I've put the name of it in, but the effects, there's a lot. Can I add that all to its notes?
Yeah, you should be able to just copy and paste that into the notes.
Yeah, there you go. So I've added a great sword called the name.
Cool. I'm going to equip it.
So yeah, please, Spartan, if you can resend me that and stuff. So since everyone is now back, are we ready to continue as soon as Spartan sends me the information need?
Mm-hmm.
I thought because it takes about an hour.
I need
Be
to
alright.
refresh my page, don't I?
You will, yes.
In the meantime, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm doing this out of the view of everyone.
Well, that's fine. You can kind of walk away and you just kind of like say to the party, I'm just going to go and examine the corpse. No one would follow you unless they want to.
What if I go with them?
Hacked weapon.
You then can't talk to your thing.
I can't?
You can't do both.
Oh, because I was literally just gonna poke at it and ask it if it was able to communicate.
It's you can try it, but it's
I also
stuff.
removed the
Mhm.
paper I need for it as well.
Do I have to wait for another long rest to do this, or does it just automatically become my hex weapon?
Does it say if an item become your hex weapon, you need to take a long rest?
It does, but then there's a little extra bit at the end. 1 sec. So, whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch one weapon that you're proficient with and lacks the two-handed property.
Mhm.
I'll get to that. When you attack with that weapon, you can use Charisma modifier instead of Strength or Dex. This benefit lasts until you finish a long rest, when you can basically do it again immediately.
Mhm.
If you later gain the Pact of the Blade feature, this benefit extends to every pact weapon you conjure with that feature, no matter the weapon's type.
So just so you're aware, you would need to take a long rest.
I would. Okay, cool. So it's pact weapon, it's not hex yet. Cool.
Yeah. Because in a sense, every morning you have to then, in a sense, reactivate your other one. So currently your other one is your pat weapon, and to take a long rest and change it.
Yeah, the reason I was wondering is because of that last sentence, that if you later gain the Pact of the Blade, this benefit extends to every pact weapon you conjure with that feature, no matter the weapon's type.
Yep.
So I still have to take the long rest. Cool.
Yep. Right, so Spartan, are you wanting to, so we'll come back as everyone's back, we'll now continue. Anon, are you wanting to attempt Witch's touch on this corpse?
Yes.
Okay. You can try.
Alright.
Alright.
Do I describe it? Shall I describe it to you?
Are you wanting the rest of the party to hear this, or not?
No, not really.
Okay, so for all intents and
No.
purposes, you can attempt it. You don't have to describe it, but you can attempt this. Does it burn a spell slot?
It's a ritual cast.
So no.
So
Okay.
no.
You
Just
take.
requires materials.
Yep. You the time. It takes an hour and 10 minutes. So during this time, it will take a little bit longer than the long rest during this stuff. And you attempt to cast this on the corpse. But I'll say for intensive purposes, while you're doing this, everyone else completes what they're doing and stuff. And on completing it and stuff, you all know that El Nino went to the corpse. So I would say the rest of the party, unless El Nino come back, will go and find him.
I
El Nino.
will be coming back if they don't.
So I would say if you can wait and stuff if you want. It's up to you.
I'm going to assume we're going to try and add this thing properly at some point.
We will. I've only put it in temporary. Like after the stream and stuff, I'll add it to your character sheet properly and actually configure it right. So,
because I can't actually tune it.
can't tune it and stuff. I'll deal with all the stuff. Don't worry about it. So we'll save all intents and purposes. Short rest ends. El Nino, you go attempt.
Oh, but what about my
Okay, so you gotta tap the. You kind of like tap the jewel to see if you can make contact.
Yeah, because
Sure.
didn't the being that that I talked with, didn't it straight up say it was gonna put an entity in me?
Yeah, it did say it.
Yeah, so I'm aware that this thing is a thing, you know.
Yeah, yes. So you can attempt to talk to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you touch it and you're gonna like, hello, is anyone there? You can touch it fine because it's part of your body and go, hello, is anyone there? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a D100.
A D100. Okay.
Oh boy.
6. Okay.
Class.
You make you kind of like touch it and make contact. There is no response, but you get the sense that there is something there, but it's not talking to you right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so while you're doing that, El Nino, you would go and do what you're going to do. You spend the time to do it, but it doesn't work.
Paper lost.
Paper lost, and it doesn't
Oh,
work.
foolish.
You also get the sense that when we're completing this stuff, whatever has been placed on this corpse is protecting it. It's intended to protect it as well. You get the sense it's very, very high tier magic. Very high.
Alright then. I'll go.
I know it would have been really good if it didn't what you were trying to do, but it's high tier magic.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I'll find another one. I know it'll be another.
Maybe. So you regroup the party and stuff, and what are you going to do? What are you gonna do? You gonna make your way back out?
Is there anything that looks kind of worthless in here? Just a wooden crate, something.
So there is like in this room, there is obviously like the trinket stuff, and you notice beside each of the sarcophaguses at the back is a small wooden box beside each of them. So like literally, there's one beside one here, 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 and so on as it goes along. There's a wooden crate between them all.
Okay, I'm going to attack one of the crates.
Okay, you.
I'm just taking the new sword for a spin.
Sure, I'm not even gonna get you to roll. You take your greatsword and take it for a swing. In a sense, kind of goes into the thing and kind of cracks the crate open and kind of breaks open. Are you trying to see if it does anything specific, or?
No, I was literally just like seeing how the weight of it felt.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
in your hands, it is heavy, but you can, because obviously of what you've done, you can swing it.
Well, I haven't tied it to my charisma yet, so it's still pretty heavy
It
for
is
me.
heavy, but you do have the strength to swing it. But once it's attuned, you can swing it with ease. Properly, you can swing with ease.
Cool.
Okay. So, what are you going to do? What are you doing now?
Should we kill and explode?
I guess we go onwards.
Sure. So if you onwards, sure. So
I'll tap. If you'd like, you could join us on our waltz.
I'm quite intrigued to see where this place has been dragged down to.
I have a feeling we're probably going to end up in crazier places than this.
okay.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, as you said, you've been here a few days. Why don't you lead us deeper into this place?
So
You know it better than we do.
I was going to say, for all intents and purposes right now, alt tip, you have only been led to this room. So you really
I let them know that I've only seen this room.
Yeah.
I've been in here for 10 days.
Just audibly sigh.
so where you want to go?
Kieran left.
So go out and then head
Or right to the characters, but this way.
right. Yeah.
God damn it.
Sure.
My ping never works when I want
I
it
can
to.
say yep. So you make continue going that way. Okay.
It always pings when I don't want it to. So
Yep. So you can make your way down the corridor. Okay. I'll for all intents and purposes quicker, because our time's going to start catching us soon. I'll drag you to the next bit because you'll make your way down this corridor. Because we've only got about half an hour left. Probably need to stop. Okay, so you continue to make your way down this corridor. So, upon reaching this corridor, you, in a sense, in this corridor, you notice that there is a, to the front right of the character's perspective, what looks to be a kind of like a vault of some sort. Do you know, like a morgue that holds bodies, sort of style? Kind of like, you know in Skyrim where you enter like one of the crypts and it's got all those dead bodies in it?
A crypt? Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that, but there's like shop. There's kind of like two of them and there's two corpses in there wrapped up.
Interesting.
And stuff. And then to the, from where you are standing, you notice that there's a pathway that leads to the left of the patch perspectives. It leads down, and there is a path that leads to the right that leads up a set of stairs. You just can't make out stuff, but there's a set of stairs on the right. Eden?
Which way are we heading?
Left or right?
is it
I say let the
Other
men
way.
decide.
Right?
let the men design?
He's going right.
Anyone have a coin? Well, let the
That's
coin
right.
decide. Flip it.
Let's go right.
Okay, so you make your way to the right. So you make your way right and up the set of stairs.
What's over here?
Okay, so that is the crypt that contains, for all intents and purposes, there's about 4 corpses lying in there.
Hmm.
Okay, so you make your way up the stairs.
Okay.
Okay, can I have someone pick someone to roll me a d4?
A D4, I'll do it.
3. Okay, thank you. So, as everyone's in there, you just notice what looks to be more on the kind of like the edge of the wall here and here. What looks to be the final resting place of very well dressed. Compared to the corpses you've seen, these things are well like wrapped up in what looks to be decorated materials and stuff. And with Rhea being there, she tells you these are kind of like priests and warriors who dedicated their service to Elturel. You all notice, so as you enter, you also notice huddled in the corner, just here, is 3 frightened humans huddled in the corner, hiding.
Frightened.
Hiding. They are frightened and
Wait,
hiding.
what? Repeat that?
3 people, humans, in the corner,
Mhm.
huddled up, hiding.
Right, which corner? This one?
That one there, yes.
I approached them,
Yep.
but like, not like too fast, but like
So
casually
yeah,
and try
so
to.
as
comfort them,
you approach them, you kind of like hear them the calling away, and then it says you kind of hear them calling away. They are terrified.
I kneel down so as to not seem like kind of intimidating, kind of.
Yep.
Well, not kneel, but like crouch
Yep.
down, so I'm like at their height. And say, "Hey, are you guys all right?"
Upon hearing you speak, a young human male kind of looks at you and kind of gets a sigh of relief in his face, and seeing it's another person, and looking at you and goes, "Shh, just quiet. They'll find us."
I whisper back, "Who's gonna find you?"
The devils. They're walking around. They're creeping around. They've killed. You've not seen outside. They're killing everyone.
Just as he says that,
Yeah, we
walk around the corner.
took care of the ones outside.
So as you're sitting there walking around a corner, and you just see this dragonborn walk round, you do hear like there's like a early 20s female there, kind of see this, and you kind of see her like kind of like scream and kind of like curl away and stuff, terrified. They are absolutely terrified.
I also walk into view.
Yeah. I lean out. I was like, "Oh, don't mind them. They look scary, but they're loads of they're huggers, not fighters."
Okay.
I'm a big softy at heart. Trust me.
Funny coming from
Okay.
Bard.
Right, I would say that they're terrified. They are terrified. You get the sense that it's more like, like, what's I looking for? The shock of what they have seen and what they are going through. They are terrified. Right.
I lean in close and I try to whisper to them, and I kind of like gather them all together. I said, "Look, we're all gonna keep you safe, okay?
They are
No devils or demons are gonna get you. You're gonna be okay."
okay.
I'm gonna kind of speak up and say, he lied, by the way. We're definitely fighters.
Okay.
We're the demon fighting type.
Okay. They look at you and stuff. The young male kind of looks and says, why are you here? Are you here to help us? You here to help us escape?"
We've been sent from Baldur's Gate.
Okay. And upon hearing that, they kind of look at each other, and it says, "This is rescue." It says, and they kind of like, it says, have you found the others?"
We haven't found many so far.
And they kind of look at each other, and you can now see
Actually, where the fuck's the woman and child that's been following us around?
still outside. You didn't go back to get her.
Right.
You didn't go back to get her. She is still, for all intents and purposes, hiding in that fucking bit. You didn't go and find her. All intents and purposes, you think she's still there.
Go back to
Completely fucking got forgotten.
Awesome. We've found a couple of survivors so far.
You kind of look at it and says, yes. Have you found?
Well, the other person that was upstairs disappeared.
Well, he died.
Sorry, what do you mean?
He died.
Have you found Harif? This she was helping to kind of like protect this last survivors and stuff, but devils and demons started approaching and stuff, and a lot of us fled and stuff. She was standing guard, trying to protect as many of us as she could.
Where exactly were they standing guard?
So he describes to you in the main crypt. and it describes to you as you come down the stairs, depending on the way that you came, you take a right. So you took a left, you take a right, and then take another right, which leads to the main crypt. All the survivors and stuff were gathering there because it was large enough and stuff, but devils and demons managed to gain entry and stuff and began slaughtering the guards and stuff, and
don't believe we've been there yet.
for right now you haven't.
I'm gonna look over at Altep and go, and you heard none of this?
So it's all intents and purposes. Altep, you were too focused to hear. You did hear the sounds of like the occasional sounds of like a scream and stuff and other stuff, but you completely zoned out. The point that you just focused on the books and gaining knowledge. You just focused.
I maybe heard something, but I couldn't have been sure. I was too deep in my studies.
Oh my god.
My God.
Rhea, get over here, please.
Yeah, Rhea approaches. Rhea's behind you and stuff and goes and says, yes, and she kind of like approaches upon opposite seeing Rhea. The free frightened people kind of relax a bit, seeing what she's wearing, and she approaches them and starts to kind of calm them down a bit. She also looks at the rest of yous and says, if Rhea and Preva is here protecting the survivors, she can't hold out long. That we need to get to her quick. It says, but what we might, you can just say, it says, she's an expert in what she knows. It says we might need her.
Well then, sounds like we better go get her.
Point us in the direction.
Okay, so Rhea, from what they've been, can guide you and stuff. So you're just going to head straight there.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay. Sure.
So Rhea leads the way. You begin to make your way back the way that you came to. I'll get you right to it. To here.
Oh my God, we're floating.
Floating.
Whee!
Begin to make your way here. Okay, you make your way here. This is the main crypt. Let me read a little bit out for you. This large crypt area is particularly home to hundreds of frightened people. They have curled behind the sarcophaguses and the alcoves with their eyes at each other, checking, and their cheeks stained with tears. Standing in the front is a haggard woman with grey hair matted with sweat, one arm clutching a leather-bound tome to her breast, and in the other hand she is wielding kind of like a ceremonial mace, which she promptly kind of like swings a bit, kind of like promptly puts down. As if it's like, kind of like puts down. You also notice, so for all intents and purposes, give me a second. Hello. So let's drag you in a wee bit further. So you kind of get to and make your way down to here. So in the alcoves you do see, like all the alcoves you see Survivor and stuff. You do notice like where Praya is, where she's standing, there is a kind of like a white demonic creature, and kind of like looking at her and standing kind of around her, and beside Praya is corpses of dead soldiers, and where the rest of these demonic creatures are, there appears to be some sort of protective barrier put in place, stopping them from getting to a bunch of survivors that are just huddled here, like a bunch of them. You also see that the white, this white creature, you'll know what this is. This is a white abyssif. So it's like like a fiends and stuff. This is a fairly large white fiend. Commonly, they're used to like lead forces and stuff, and that sort of stuff.
What's it called, sorry?
What, sorry?
What's it called?
That. Usually, anyone that would know what distribution subsistence is, and it appears to be holding a contract, a bit of paper in its hand, and you see Priya looking at it, reading over it, as if she's about to sign it. What are you going to do? They haven't noticed you there yet.
I step forward. I throw, the dagger that returns to its sheath.
Yep.
I throw that not at anyone, but hit like the ground in front of her to catch her attention away from what's going on and to stop her from signing the contract.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a couple steps forward as he does this.
Okay. So upon doing that, what's everyone else doing whilst this all happens?
I'm gonna take a couple steps forward.
Yep.
And sort of as he throws it, and just sort of yell out, "Making deals with devils now, are we?"
Yep. So upon doing so, you see this white demonic creature turn around and goes and says, looks at Prey and says, "Who are these people? Are you holding off for reinforcements?" And you kind of see her
Don't you recognize me?
you kind of see her looking, and she kind of says, "No. It says we're a deal with dealers. It's just let the survivors live and stuff." It says that's changed now. That has changed now, my beautiful lady, precious. And you now kind of turn and look at you. He kind of whistles to the other ones, and they all turn around and looking at you.
Can I yell out? I say, "New deal. Everybody lives except for you guys."
Sure.
I'm just gonna shake my head at that and just Eldritch Blast the big one.
Okay, so I would say.
Just okay, cool.
Okay, if you're going to bring up and charge Eldritch Blast, I need you to roll initiative. Roll initiative.
Oh boy.
16.
There you are.
Bridget. Okay.
Whew.
Okay.
Because I don't see them, by the way.
Can you just not see any of them?
I can't
No.
see
Yeah,
them.
No, I can't either.
I hate you, Foundry. Can you see them now?
No.
Oh my god. Why? This is so.
You
I'm gonna.
have to.
So what we'll do?
How about now?
I will bring them in. I'll bring them in, and then we'll probably stop here because this combat will probably last longer than half an hour.
Yeah.
Right. So I will fix them. Give me a second.
Fix it.
It's so dumb. I don't understand why it does this. I need to reload mine. Apologies, everyone. This is what happens when fucking shit updates without my knowledge. So dumb. Right, so I'm going to remove him.
Fantastic.
And it was... monsters. There's so many fucking... I'm back in. Delete him. So dumb when this happens. Can you start seeing them now?
Yeah.
I can see a
I can
couple
see
of
two of
them,
them.
yeah.
I can see two of them.
Perfect. I'll just make my way around and get rid of the rest of them.
I don't see any. Wait, no, I see them. I see 4.
Yep. Can you see the woman?
I can see the
No.
church,
Nope.
the church robe person, but I
I
can't
don't
see them on the
any
map.
individuals.
Yeah, we can see them in the initiative order thing.
So dumb.
I can't even see. I can't even see them on the initiative order.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't now. I could
Right.
before, and I can't now. Whenever you add their token again, it takes them out
Removes
of the
them.
initiative order.
Yep, so I will re-roll them again. It's so fucking dumb.
Give them all
I also
bad
still
rolls
can't see
because
any
they're
player
big
tokens. I
problems.
can only see me and Krug.
Right, can you see them now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So we will. No, you weren't that high because it was Croc was top of the round. You go back down there. So for all intents and purposes, we'll stop here. For the sole reason this combat will take a little bit longer than the time that we have left. The initiative order will stay. So I won't delete it. I'll keep it active and stuff. And I will also try to fix the shit that's gone wrong with Foundry. The steaming fucker updated. So thank you for watching, everyone. It's much appreciated. I'll get this VOD uploaded in the next couple of days. YouTube and stuff, and when we return, the party will begin the combat of trying to save the survivors and stuff. So is there anything that you want to like ask before we end?
No.
Perfect.
I think I'm sorted.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
I think we're about
Excellent.
to go into a fight. I'm probably gonna die again.
You're gonna die.
No.
Everyone's gonna die. So thanks for watching. We'll be back. Is everyone good for next week?
Should be.
I don't know yet.
That's totally fine. Worst case, Nova, I'll run your character if you can't make it to the combat.
Okay, don't kill my character while I'm gone.
I will try my absolute best not to kill your character. Right? Try my best. But anyway, thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week with the more D&D and with the party. As I said, attempt to try to save the survivors from the incursion that is happening from the devils and stuff. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week.
Yay.